Ever feel like life is one big classroom, full of never-ending lessons? Well, what if I told you there's no homework, no teacher, and no lessons to be learned? Welcome to the real meaning of existence. Let's start with this popular idea. Life is a school, and we're here to learn lessons. Sounds familiar, right? We've been taught that every challenge is a lesson from the universe, some big test to figure out. But what if that's just our ego talking? The ego loves to feel like it's in control. It needs to make sense of everything and believes that every tough moment is part of some bigger lesson plan. But what if life isn't about lessons at all? What if life is simply unfolding, moment by moment, with no agenda? Think about it. Is there really some divine being out there handing out grades on how well we deal with our problems? Or are we just caught up in this idea because we're trying to give life meaning, trying to explain why things happen the way they do? The truth is, when we approach life with total acceptance, there's nothing to learn. There's just life. Things happen not to teach us something, but because they're simply happening. Good or bad, they are part of the natural flow. Imagine you're sitting by a river watching it flow. The river doesn't stop to give you a lesson. It doesn't say, hey, you need to figure out why I'm flowing like this. It just flows. And the moment you accept that, you realize there's no need to learn anything from it. You just experience it. In the same way, life is like that river. It's not about lessons or tests. It's about flowing with it, being present in each moment without attaching meaning or trying to figure everything out. So why does the idea of lessons even exist? It's all ego. The ego needs to feel important, like it's evolving, growing, achieving something. And that's where this whole lesson thing comes in. The ego sees every challenge as a chance to prove its worth, to show that it's learning and improving. But in non-duality and true spirituality, there's nothing to improve. You are already whole, already complete. There's nothing you need to learn to become something more. You already are everything you need to be. When you come from a place of acceptance, the idea of learning lessons becomes irrelevant. You're no longer obsessed with why things happen. Instead, you're just present with what is good, bad, or indifferent. Now, let's talk about this idea that there's some higher power giving us lessons. The truth is, there is no God, no universe, sitting there, creating problems just to teach you a lesson. That's just the ego's way of justifying pain or discomfort. Life happens. Things unfold. Sometimes it's tough and sometimes it's beautiful. But it's not about lessons. It's about living. The universe isn't a school. It's a playground. There's no teacher, no grades, no right or wrong way to succeed at life. The main purpose of life isn't to learn. It's to simply be. To exist in harmony with whatever comes your way. Now, don't get me wrong. You can grow spiritually, but that doesn't mean you're learning lessons. Growth comes from awareness, from realizing that everything is happening for you, not to you. It comes from letting go of the idea that life is here to test you. Instead, you grow by accepting life exactly as it is. When you stop trying to learn from every experience, you're free to just experience it. And that's when true spiritual growth happens, when you're no longer resisting life, no longer searching for lessons, but fully embracing the present. So, what's the real purpose of life? To simply exist. to be present in whatever is happening, whether it's joy or pain, success or failure. Life isn't about figuring things out or learning some cosmic lesson. It's about being fully alive in each moment, with no attachment to what's happening. Now, I want to make something clear. When I say there are no lessons to learn, I'm not suggesting that you should just sit back and do nothing. Acceptance doesn't mean inaction. Life still requires us to show up, make decisions, and take responsibility for our actions. If something in your life isn't working, you have every right to change it, to take steps toward a better situation. The difference is you're not taking action because you feel like you have to learn a lesson or pass a test handed down by the universe. Instead, you're taking action because it feels right for you in the present moment, because you're responding to life naturally without attaching a deeper meaning or judgment to it. It's about moving with the flow of life, not against it. Acceptance is not passive. It's actually a very powerful state to act from, because when you're not stuck in the mindset of having to learn something, you're free to act from a place of clarity and inner peace. You change things not out of frustration, fear, or the pressure to get it right, but from a deeper sense of alignment with what feels true for you. When you stop looking for lessons, you start to see the beauty in everything. You realize that life is perfect just as it is, with all its ups and downs. And in that realization, you find peace. So next time life throws you a curveball, remember, there's no lesson, no test. There's just life unfolding as it's meant to. No teacher, no student. Just you flowing like the river right here, right now,